So you're going to stand up in front of hundreds of people and get asked loads of questions and be critiqued and analysed and judged in everything you do. And then you're expected to show up at countless ceremonies and functions throughout the year. And then you're told it's all good fun. Well, apparently it is. The Rose of Tralee contests are immense fun and the ladies enjoy themselves tremendously. Brianna Connaughton is in studio with us. She is the Offaly Rose. Brianna, good morning.
Good morning to you too.
A little history here with roses in the family, or at least a Rose of Tralee connection.
Yeah, my dad was an escort in the 70s.
In the 70s?
Many moons ago, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you've given away his age. He'd be thrilled.
He was in the Guards, so I think that's how he got into it. And my mum went for Waterford Heat many moons ago as well.
Oh,
she's a Waterford
that's not
woman.
how they met, though, was it?
No. There were a couple of years between there, but it's just coincidence. So,
how did your mum find her experience?
She loved it now. Oh God! Again, it was in the 70s, so she was.
That's
she had
her
great
age
fun.
given away too.
They were very young though when it happened.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, no, she had a great time. So, and it's something that I was always aware of growing up, and something I always kind of wanted to give a shot. So I said,
okay, so you're not one of these reluctant people who are just volunteered as opposed to volunteer themselves.
No, it's an experience I kind of sought out. So it was something, like I said, I wanted to do. So I said, bite the bullet now, and if I don't do it, I'll never. If I don't do it this year, I was saying I'd never do it. So I said I'd give it a whirl.
Why? What age are you?
26 since Friday week.
And why? What are the age limits?
28, I think. But I think for me, if I got any older, I was the oldest girl in the Offaly competition this year. And the youngest was 19, so I was the grandmother of it. But 26, I know 26 is not over the hill, but so I said, from next year I probably might feel a little bit over the hill myself. So
tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from Tullamore.
I am from Tullamore. Lived in Clara for the beginning of my life, and then my mum, her people are from Waterford, so went down to Waterford, and I was between Waterford and Tullamore then for the rest of my life. So my dad was working here in Tullamore, so that's where. And at the minute I'm working in Waterford full time.
Right. And what line of work is it?
I work with young offenders. I'm a youth justice coordinator in a Garda Youth Diversion Project. Yeah, it's a big mouthful.
Yeah, but that gets people's attention, all right.
Yeah, well, I tell you, people are always really interested in what it is. So basically, I work with young offenders. When young people start offending, they're referred into the project, and we have to try and figure out what's going on for them. What are the reasons, that are causing them to offend, and try and work with them to support them to move away from it, so they don't end up going through the courts or further down the line into prisons.
Yeah, they're probably a class of people who experience great intolerance because there's a view in society, young offenders, they're off causing trouble, lock them up, throw away the key, etc., etc.
Yeah, and more on a community level, that's kind of the attitude. But I suppose on a national level, the strategic plans around youth justice are more about prevention, early intervention, and as opposed to detention is really the last resort. So I'm actually in the process as well of putting together a master's proposal I'm a glutton for punishment, to go back to college and do something around more earlier interventions again. I work with young people between 12 and 18, so about kind of targeting them even younger again, giving them more of a chance to even avoid their first encounter with the guards once they turn 12.
And what tends to be the beginning of the slippery slope?
I tell you, it's so different. The area that I cover is quite vast in Waterford, and I work with people from two different socioeconomic backgrounds. So one of the areas is your stereotypical kind of, single parent families, council houses, maybe unemployment and education levels of poor. And the other area that I work with is actually one of the most affluent areas in Waterford, where two parents both working, professional jobs and, with a good income, and the problems are the same. The young people present with the same problems. They're for different reasons. So generally,
but it crushes the stereotype that it is a lower socioeconomic problem.
It is, because the same challenges come up in either family, and at the end of it somewhere it's something got to do with maybe the young person is looking for some sort of attention, or there's some need that they feel that is not met for them, and this is how they're responding to that. So we have so many needs, it's hard all the time for our parents to meet all of them, and sometimes it's just about young people experimenting. We all need to make mistakes to learn from them, to grow. So sometimes it's about that. It's about testing the boundaries and finding out who you are and what your boundaries are.
Can they be challenging to work with?
Absolutely, yeah. But for every challenge and experience I have an equally, if not more, rewarding one.
Yeah. But what attracted you to that line of work in the first place?
I did social care in college, and I wasn't 100% sure where I wanted to go with it, but I did a placement actually in the diversion project here in Tullamore. And when Maureen Ward was the woman I worked with there, a great woman, and I loved it, and I suppose that was the start of it. And then I began working with young people in probation in Waterford, and then when I finished college, I went straight into the job that I got now, which I was very fortunate to get at my age. It was quite a good position, so but really fortunate to love my job and to have so much interest in it. So now I'm kind of going to the next step where I'm looking really to develop this as a whole area of work in Ireland nationally. You know, I think the young people I work with are amazing. They have so much potential. They need extra supports, but they have so much potential, and they could be very successful young people, and most of them will and are. They just need that little extra bit of support and extra bit of encouragement.
Okay, but here's an important question, because obviously, being the Offaly Rose, you have the faithful blood, but is your life and your, I suppose, dreams now down in Waterford?
Well, I suppose at the minute I'm based in Waterford. Well, my job is there, so that's kind of where I am for now. But you know, like my boyfriend is half German, half Kenyan, living in Ireland. So I really could
half German, half Kenyan. Yeah. That's an unusual mixture.
I know, yeah, and he's got a French name. I was talking about this actually at the competition on Friday. This came up on my onstage interview, so we got a great response. But so like he's you know, he's not Irish and I'm here, so I really couldn't tell you exactly where I'll be down the line. I suppose wherever my life will take me, I will go. But for now, for the immediate future, I'm in Waterford. But like I said, still up and down here now. I'd say it'll be a busy year up and down to Offaly.
It will, indeed. Yeah. I want you to meet some of your competition. We have Teresa Donohue, who is the newly crowned Westmeath Rose, with us. Teresa, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Well done, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, here's where you have to undergo the Spanish Inquisition as well. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I hail from Mount Temple, the wonderful little village between Moat and Athlone.
Yes, lovely picturesque area.
Exactly. And currently I'm just finishing up a degree in Irish music and dance in the University of Limerick. So you're after catching me on my little study break.
Oh, right. So you should be concentrating now on other things instead of this.
Oh, yeah.
I see. And how did you come to enter the competition?
I have, last 2 years, I've had a friend, Gordon Ward, who was actually an escort down in the Rose Tralee for a few years, and he's been on to me for a while to try enter it, but I've been away for the last 2 summers. So this summer he's like, now you're going nowhere now, so you'll have to do it. So I said, sure, why not?
And you had no excuse. You had run out of options and you had to go in.
It was in the back of my head all the time, but I didn't want to admit it.
Oh, you were one of these people who pretended to be reluctant, but at the back of it all you secretly liked the idea.
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, every time he kept saying to me, you dream about it, and then I was like, oh, why not? Let's do it, sir.
So you went in, and I presume you were doing it for the experience, and winning was the last thing in your mind?
Oh, absolute last thing in my mind. I was only there to have fun, and I was told all the way up about all the lovely people that you're going to meet, and I thought, these guys are all raving, they can't be all wonderful people. And they
come on now, be honest, because there had to be some narky old one behind the scenes.
Honest to God, I wouldn't lie to you. They were all so nice. I'm not going to lie. The Offaly Rose will agree with me.
Yeah,
you can't
definitely.
get over how nice these girls are.
Well, that's disappointing.
Well, I think the situation that you're in as well is that everybody is there and we're all sharing the same fear and anxiety, and we all really want it, but at the same time don't really believe that we're going to get it. So
exactly.
you're in this unity of like the nerves and the experience and the excitement, and there's no space for somebody to be anything other than, supportive.
Yeah, I suppose we're all just cynical. We look up and we examine all the hairs and the dresses, and we're thinking, well, your one's a bit up herself. It must be hard to get on with. It's not like that then?
No, not at all. It really isn't.
Now, I noticed from your list of hobbies and stuff, kickboxing is mentioned here, and it reminds me of, was it Miss Congeniality, where Sandra Bullock, as her party piece, gets up and beats the crap out of some fella, basically. Did you do that, or what was your party piece?
No, my party piece was Irish dancing.
All right. Okay, more civilised.
Yeah, I've been dancing since I was 5 with the Ganley School of Irish Dancing, and I suppose that led to me being down here in Limerick doing the Irish music and dance, and I've just been doing it all my life, so I know nothing more really. So I said, I suppose my party piece will have to be Irish dancing then.
I suppose you were in Coltis as well at some point.
I was, yeah. I toured with Coltis on the Irish tour and the North American tour.
So what's the big plan then? Where does this degree lead you to?
At the minute, I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to take a year out and dance my way around the world if I can, or wherever it takes me. But after that, I'm looking into going to do a dance education master's. Maybe. We'll see.
And in the personal life, do you have a half Kenyan, half German boyfriend as well?
I actually have an English boyfriend who lives in France.
Okay. Yeah.
We're international girls.
All right, well, the competition is coming up on the June bank holiday weekend. Are you nervous about the bigger crowd and the bigger setting, Teresa?
I haven't really had a chance to think about it. I'm really excited to meet the girls, but I honest to God haven't thought about that side of it at all.
What reaction did you get when everybody back home found out that you had won in the Westmeath competition?
Well, I went out to look at my phone and I had like 14 missed calls and messages, and Facebook is all crowded with messages, and it was brilliant. Everyone is so excited, and the family are still celebrating. They're all over for breakfast and everything Sunday morning, and the house is wedged, so it was great.
You'd better say hello to them.
Yeah, I want to say, can I say a special hello to my granny, Mary Knoxon, who's actually in Portiuncula Hospital?
Oh.
And can I say a really big thank you?
Is she okay?
No, she's been sick for a while now, so she wasn't able to go, but I said I better say a really big hello to her because she'll be listening in down there.
Hello, Granny.
And can I say a big thank you to Naomi Claffey and the Elshveen Mountain Club S for all its sponsorship and support, and to Paula Gannon and the Westmeath, the team behind her in the Westmeath Rose Tralee. They're brilliant, and an excellent well done, special well done to Cathy Braham, who was the Rose last year, and she's been brilliant.
And Brianna, you'll be shot as well if you don't mention a few people.
Absolutely. My sponsor was Midlands Web Printing, so thanks a million to them. And we were up in the County Arms in Birr on Friday night for our selection night, and I tell you, they couldn't have put on a better show. They have the place running like clockwork up there, so thanks to them. Everybody in the Rose Centre, of course, the judges, and Arlene Kelly, who was an absolute amazing ambassador for Offaly last year. So I have big boots to fill there, and a big hi to my own family as well.
I bet so. Yeah. There are
we can't leave them out.
Who have to be mentioned, indeed.
Yes.
Ladies, we wish you the very best. Of course, Sinead Fennell from Laois will be in the competition as well, and she'll provide some stiff competition for you. Brianna Connaughton, the Offaly Rose, Teresa Donohue, the Westmeath Rose. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much.